About to be getting the forge going. First, I'm throwing in a small handful of biscuits. We go over here and we get the lump coal. We just throw a little bit in there because it helps it get started really well. The surface area and the thinness of it, and the fact that it's different source entirely helps it out a lot. These are better for a homemade forge for holding heat and keeping it for long periods of time. While lump coal will burn up in all of 10 seconds, this should last for 20 minutes, which is a lot better. It's not too complex. Drop the shit on there. You can do a final little shove or two. Pack it down. I'm simply going to leave this right here. Plug it in. Watch what happens. Because the heat is coming in from the bottom at the back, we now have the heat source right here. We have the wood like this, with the coals right here. With this propped up in the back, that means that it's creating a small cavity for the heat to collect. But because it's a flammable substance, that means it can slowly go away. So that means it'll generally heat the overall area and allow it to stay hot. It increases the heating time by about a third, on top of giving you some extra things to burn and just more coals. So it works across the board pretty well. Good for marshmallows. And now you can see the spark starting to shoot out. Empty pack of cigarettes. I'm going to drop this in there. That's still absolutely nothing. That's still pretty much a campfire in quality. We're going to reposition a little bit. Move some of these coals around. So we can maximize the heat that we're getting in the air output by creating a small cavity in the back closer to where the air is coming out to make it where we can maximize the airflow. It's not good enough for us. So we're actually about to start putting another batch on there, but this one is going to be absolutely nothing but biscuits. Alright, good. Now we have fire over here. It's shooting out fire and sparks a little bit better. The heat's rising rather quickly. Now, while we're letting that happen, we're going to look over here and go through some of our tools real quick. We have a small little jeweler's forge over here.
Yeah, I'm not part of this. Pay attention to the forge.
Okay.
The fire's hot.
Now, the fire's growing rapidly right now, so we want to go over real quick and make sure we have all the tools and everything that we need. We have a monkey wrench right here that we use for twisting things. This is going to be dead. We have tongs up here, and we have our metal over here, on top of an assortment of other tools.
Now we're going to start with the beer. Go ahead and twist it. It's cool.
Alright. Over here we have a traditional hammer, or a hammer, with a ball peen hammer. Not bad. Works pretty good. I enjoy it. It's a good thing for just you, if it's just you out there forging things. If not, and you have someone else who's helping you, and someone else who can pretty much help you pound things out, as I like to call them, hammer monkeys.
I dropped the mic. That's about all I do.
Hammer monkeys get to use something beautiful like this. Because this right here is actually where a lot of the real progress comes from. Because while we're using a smaller ball peen hammer, we can do smaller details and things that we need to do on smaller pieces of metal. But if you're trying to rapidly get, like say, a piece of rebar or something else and actually bar it out into something that you can work with, you're going to want something bigger. Something that you can actually trust to carry the force over and actually squish it down to the size that you want it to be. And that is one of the best things I've had so far. And having someone who you can just sit there and hold it and position it, and you can have someone hammering it that you can trust with it and knows what they're doing for someone, you're good. Here we go. The fire's actually looking pretty nice. This right here is a wire brush, slag brush. This is used to get slag off of metal. slag is pretty much bits and pieces of metal that come off in the forging process. Any small piece or corrupt or bad outer layer. It's metallic in element, kind of like iron dust pretty much, but more like along the lines of shards. If you don't remove it earlier on, then sometimes leaving it there can mean that you accidentally press it into the metal, and while it won't necessarily reforge it into the metal, it will actually create forge marks and leave stains in the metal from where it was actually pounded in before it dissolved and was burnt away. So you actually have small marks where you pound something in that will actually dissolve at one point, which is why you need something like this to remove the excess slag, which is of course affected and increased by dust, residue, soot, ash, anything that you might find in there, and it will also have other things try to stick to it. It's pretty good, man. Something that I'm not doing that I should be doing is having my arms properly covered. Yes, these are good leather gloves, and they're very good for forging process or for welding, and they cover you rather well. But the rest of your arms will get burned, especially if you're getting too close to the forge and working really close in there often. If you're working with a budget, you'll often find it's better to use less coals and simply position them properly. And by using this method, you can maximize the amount that you get. Goggles. These are right here. I have several pairs around here that I use for anyone and everyone who's going to be out here or working with me in the forge. Because you don't want pieces of metal going in your eyes. I have a scar over here from where I was cutting some rebar in half using a chisel, and when the hammer hit the top of it, a piece of metal came off and shot off the top and went straight into my arm. I had to dig it out. It took a while and it really hurt. But guess what? It came out. That would be a lot harder to do with your eyes.
Nigga, get that camera out of my face.
I'll stick my dick in it.
Alright, where's my tongs?
Use your hands. It's fine. I believe in you.
I think.
Use your hands. Don't be a pussy.
You know, I had scars up and down my hands from where I thought something like that. From where I considered thinking like that.
Don't be a pussy.
Like that one time where I was like, it's not that hot. It didn't work.
That was almost awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because it sent flying metal at you. I wouldn't have agreed with that idea either.
If
Need to cut it smaller, but that's it.
So that's also one thing to remember. If a piece of hot metal, you know, red hot metal drops, don't try to catch it.
With anything but your foot.
No.
Or your penis.
Hell no. I wouldn't use my foot.
But you would use your penis, apparently.
No, but I would use your foot.
That's true.
Yes.
But I would use your penis.
If anyone ever needs to catch a piece of metal that's falling towards the ground, use Shaw's foot. That'll get the job done.
Or Khan's penis. Whatever is closer and more accessible.
No, hey,
His penis is
hey.
always accessible.
Always. Because it's normally in your mouth.
But
Wait,
B,
what?
you don't want to fuck up the metal. I will tear that shit up.
Oh, you missed the striptease earlier. Well.
Yeah, put my nuts right up on it. Oh shit, that thing lit. Like it went down in there, set, boom. Oh shit, is it doing it? Is it doing it? Is it doing it?
Oh.
It did it.
Motherfucker. Remember? Motherfucker never loved us.